Welcome back to the WCS America Premier League round of 32. I'm axslav here with schamtoo, and we've been watching some absolutely amazing games. And if you missed any, if you missed that Suppy vs. Hart series, that was an absolutely just jaw-dropping series. Go ahead, catch up on youtube.com/official MLGSC2. Every single thing we do here on air is on our YouTube page within a few hours after broadcast for free in 1080p quality.
It's absolutely awesome. I know I use it myself when I'm not able to catch all the games. The next day, I'm sitting there watching all of them once again on YouTube.
A great program to catch up if you missed anything live. Also, don't forget about the MLG Pro Shop. There's a lot of cool apparel there. You can go ahead and check it out, mlgproshop.com.
All right, guys. So our next series is going to be Hellokitty versus Axiom Heart. Now, they have a everybody right now, their hearts are pumping back at home. Let's see if this series can keep up with that. This is going to be a pretty exciting game of Neoplanet S.
We haven't seen this map yet today. This will be the first time.
Yeah, we actually had a lot of mirror maps going on today.
Yeah, we've seen Belshir Vestige twice. We've seen Daybreak twice, Aklon Waste twice. And those are the six maps we've seen so far. Hellokitty says ready. Axheart says he said something. I think that's ready.
Mine just went completely blank. I actually can't read the chat. There we go.
He just left the lobby.
Never mind.
See if we can break this thing somehow.
Oh, wow. You could actually... I didn't know you could break it. Cool.
Somehow... Oh, Hellokitty disconnected to break it. So, we'll have to get this game reset up really quickly. Let's see if we can get these guys back in their spots. Okay. But in the meantime, so this is our loser series. We've seen Suppy go 2-0 versus Hart, and then Ryung go 2-0 against Hellokitty. That led us to a winner's match, where Suppy 2-0'd Ryung to be the first player out of this group with a 4-0 map score.
Really awesome stuff. I mean, seeing somebody like Suppy, who is a really, really, I would say, less results-driven player so far. I mean, did really, really well in 2012. We haven't really seen him too much in 2013. Did really well in CSL. But, let me have to actually quit this game real quick. But to see him come out tonight and play so fiercely, especially being a full-time college student. I mean, I know when I was playing college, all I got good at was iCup, playing StarCraft Brood War. Nowhere near this type of being this good at a game while playing in college. So let's take a look at the games we already had. We see Suppy versus Hart 2-0 in the first. Actually, nothing but 2-0s tonight.
That's right.
Suppy versus Hart 2-0. Then Ryung versus Hellokitty, another 2-0. Hellokitty relying a lot on one base play, so maybe we're going to see the exact same type of play in this next series. And then Suppy versus Ryung. Also pretty quick games, but really engaging games.
Definitely. Suppy's really showing his strength. Now, he's already on to the round of 16. What we're seeing now is what will be the second player to get out of this group and into the round of 16. We're going to watch Hart versus Hellokitty. And then the winner of this series will play Ryung. And the winner of that will join Suppy in the round of 16. Of course, the loser of this and the loser of our next game are going to have to play through the Challenger League to try to get back into the Premier League next season.
All right, guys, so the match is starting. We are on Neoplanet S. This is going to be a TVP. So let's get to the players and positions on the map. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner, saying good luck, have fun. I'm pretty sure he's still feeling pretty good. I mean, he didn't win against his previous opponent, but maybe he's going to win here. It is Hellokitty. Spawning up here in the top right-hand corner from Team Axiom. In the blue trunks, it is Hart. Now, given that that Hellokitty felt that he was going to be able to take on Ryung, I would say he's got heart.
He definitely does. Although, to be honest, historically, Hart has had a stronger Terran versus Protoss than Ryung. It's been one of Ryung's weaker matchups statistically, and it's actually Hart's best matchup statistically. He's very, very good in TVP. In fact, he performed insanely well throughout all of 2012. At every MLG event he went to, made top 8 in insanely stacked brackets, and that was mostly due to winning TVPs against world-class Protoss opponents. So Hart is somebody, as a Protoss player, you really don't want to go up against.
So Hellokitty, once again, a little bit of a steep climb against him, but, we'll probably see some pretty good games coming out here. Already, we don't see any type of proxy pylons. So check that off our list. So it's not going to be a 10-minute game, probably. Gateway going down here, and just going to go straight on into gas and be pretty standard. So if you're a Protoss player on this map, which I know you are a Protoss player, and you are often on this map, what do you think is your best build? What type of tech path do you really like to go for? Or what do you think Hellokitty might want to go for?
So, a lot of Protoss players, myself included, find it a little bit difficult to take a third base on this map. But there's a lot of pretty good 2-base all-ins. I'm actually a big fan of the 2-2 Charge Lot Archon all-in. We saw Pardon use that against Flash, where you just go up to 8 gate, where you get really fast level forwards and play really greedy early. And then you hit a 2-2 Tanya with Charge Lots and Archons, and if your opponent's not quite ready, you can just absolutely run them over. So that's one of my favorite builds on this map. But in general, I see a lot of Protoss players go for Colossi on Neoplanet S.
Colossi really good on this map. I know as a Terran player, I have a lot of trouble with them. They have that really awesome horizontal shot, and when you're backed up into your natural, this natural is pretty much great place for those Colossus to sit. So we're gonna have a nice little game pause here as we just trying to figure out what's going on here. There is an error, so we're just gonna take a pause here.
Yeah, Hart having a little bit of trouble for a second. We'll figure it out pretty soon and get back in the game. But one thing I've noticed already. Hart's been insanely deliberate about scouting for proxy pylons. He's already checked the back of his natural. He's right now got a Marine heading towards where his third base might be, because that's another location you could see a proxy Stargate, very common up there. So he definitely doesn't want to take any chances of getting caught off guard by early proxy plays.
I mean, exactly what happened with Ryung. Obviously, their teammates, they might just be like, might want to look around. Might want to look around the map just a little bit.
Just a heads up.
This Hellokitty guy. Kind of a sneaky sneaky fellow over here, and I think that's a really good call, because Hellokitty is pretty well known for doing very aggressive type builds, doing one build. I mean, already, if we're using empirical data from this past group stage already, has already gone for 2 types of plays where it requires proxy pylons. So, scouting out is incredibly good. Of course, you don't want to scout out too much and, lose all of your resources.
You can go overboard.
Like that. Yeah, exactly.
There's such a thing as over scouting. If you just use all your resources to scout, then all that's going to happen is you're going to know how you're going to lose the game, because you won't have any resources left to defend. So don't use all your scans. You definitely want to use those mules. But sending your first Marine out, first SCV out, not first one of your earlier SCVs, like your 11th or 12th, not a terrible idea.
Not a terrible idea, but he has to be careful. I mean, in game number 1 against Ryung, we saw that Hellokitty went for that very, very quick Zealot and just kind of ran right on in there. And if your Marine's not there, I mean, you're going to have less units. Reaper is on the way, so he'd be careful. He'd be good against it, but still, you want to be careful that you're not running too far away from your base, that you're going to throw yourself into danger. So I think there's a little bit of a keyboard issue with Hart, so we're just going to...
We'll see.
Yeah.
Not quite clear yet. I really love the fact he's going Reapers.
Yes.
Yeah, Reapers is just the safest way you can open in Terran vs. Protoss. If they go a very fast Oracle, it can sometimes be a little tricky because you don't have as many Marines out early, and you don't have a super fast factory to have a Widow Mine out. But as long as you can still fight against proxy Oracles, you just have to be spot on with your Marine placement, your Marine micro. Make sure you're all attacking the Oracle the instant it comes into vision. But I think we might try to get an admin here, try to figure out what's going on, see if we need a regame or not. So we'll just take a quick commercial break and be right back with the action.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now, we were just having a little bit of a technical issue with Hellokitty and Heart, so it looks like Heart has figured out the problem, and we're going to get right back into the game. Now, we're only a couple of minutes into the game, and both our players are ready. So we'll unpause. Oh, we actually already have unpaused.
That's right.
As I was looking away from the game.
The players are ready. It's time to go, and look at this. It is going to be a proxy Oracle play. See the pylon going down right here. This is the same position I've seen many of the top Koreans place their pylon. So definitely not some crazy move. It's a standard way if you want to go proxy Oracle. But because it's standard, it also means Heart might scout that location. He's scouting everywhere around the top, around the right side.
Now, the thing about that little location there is not many standard units will go over there, but the Reaper can jump over ledges. Unfortunately, the Reaper decides to go towards the south pass, and is actually not going to go jumping through the gold mineral line to go scout the natural immediately, and wants to go straight on into the main.
SCV going to check out the natural. No Nexus being placed down. Heart's going to be a little suspicious. The 5-minute mark. No, wait, he's not even going proxy Oracle. He's going...
Oh, he's going for Blink Stalkers again?
You know what? This pylon, I think he was hoping that Heart would scout this.
And
oh, no, he's going to put a... Okay, he's going to make Observer... Wait, did he just... Oh, he's going DT drop, I think.
Oh, Hellokitty, you are keeping us all...
Oh, no, he's definitely going Blink. That much Chrono Boost, it has to be Blink. Oh, wait, what? I don't know anymore. I give up.
Game up. All right.
Why would he not Chrono Probes if he was going to... I don't know.
It's a little bit of a different build order here. Hellokitty keeping us all guessing, and obviously we'll keep Heart guessing as well. So even if Heart got the scout off, Heart would probably think that it was going to be Blink Stalkers.
If you scan or you get a Reaper and you see that much Chrono on the Nexus, you know, this is a really clever mind game by Hellokitty. I mean, I don't think the Reaper actually got in there, so it didn't actually work, but that could have been an insanely clever mind game. But they're preparing for Blink Stalkers. They're not going to have any missile turrets. They're not going to even save too many mules because they're going to want every mineral they can to 40 units. There goes the scan. It doesn't see the DT Shrine.
The scan does see the DT Shrine.
Oh, it does.
Oh, he sees it exactly.
Oh,
so
no.
Now he's got to throw down an engineering bay. Or, no, he's swapping over the starport to the tech lab to grab a Raven. Perfect play.
One thing that could have been a nightmare for Heart is if he was so confident that he could defend from the front, he puts one missile turret in the front, and then the Warp Prism comes in the back and just kills him because he has no energy save. But a Raven, of course, it's not like a missile turret. It can actually move around.
The scary thing here is he has to make sure he doesn't get that Raven sniped off by these Stalkers. The Mothership Core and the 3 Stalkers are moving around. If he loses that Raven, then he's going to be in a really difficult place, but he will be saving up scans.
Confirming no Nexus, so he knows it's not a DT expansion. He knows the DT with some type of follow-through, maybe some weird charge and arc on all, and maybe Blink Stalker, but he's going to be ready for that one base follow-through.
Grabbing 4 Stalkers, going to be going straight up into the high ground here. There are a lot of Marines. The Marines trying to do damage. A couple Stalkers go down on the low ground. A very quick, cute little pickup there. The Raven does use its energy on an auto turret, and the auto turret doing a lot of damage, actually losing all of his Stalkers, but now Zealots are out here. They're going to try and go for that bunker, but so much damage being done here. The Warp Prism gets out, but the Mothership Core takes its fall.
I'm pretty sure he canceled his Dark Tron, by the way. Yes, he did. Okay, so he noticed it was scanned, and when it was scanned, he canceled it, went for the Warp Prism, Blink Stalker all in. But, I mean, Heart, is just ready for everything. And the same thing that it's not like the Raven was a waste, right? That auto turret really did help. Soaked up a lot of damage, about 3 Marines worth, as well as providing some good damage output. And he still knows there's no Nexus.
Oh, the Observer actually gets sniped off because the Raven and Bunker are right next to each other.
This is just a disaster for Hellokitty, adding in a 4th gateway, really committing himself to this attack. But that Siege Tank...
2 Siege Tanks already out already.
Yeah, and there's 6 Marines. Actually, there's like 12 Marines total. Oh, Warp Prism. Linking in, he's going to focus the tank.
Goes straight for the tank, is able to take it out, loses 1 Stalker so far. Auto turret is thrown down yet again. Still another Siege Tank out here. The Warp Prism goes down. The Stalkers are blinking out, but now they don't have high ground vision, axslav.
Oh, man, oh, no, Widowmine! Oh, he saw it. He was trying to bait out the... he blinked the hair too early, though. He was trying to bait out that Widowmine hit.
1 Siege Tank blocking the path for the other Siege Tank. I'm sure that Siege Tank is very upset. Come on, move. You're too large, Siege Tank. You can't sit at the bottom of that ramp.
SCV's the MVP, man. It's letting Heart know exactly what Hellokitty is doing. Because so often the Protoss will back up and expand. And knowing that he's not doing that allows Heart to fully commit to defense.
Takes out the Widow Mine. Takes a lot of damage on one of those Stalkers. Has the Observer back out here again. Looks like he's going to go for that. Raven is successful, but doesn't have that much to back it up. Losing so many Stalkers here. The Siege Tank tried to go down, but some very clever drop play will keep that Siege Tank in play. Its siege is up. It's ready to take out more Stalkers.
So Hellokitty is having this problem where he has half his opponent's supply. Both, as far as army value goes, he's got a little more than half in army value, but in economy, he's less than half because you have to count for double mules as well. So Hellokitty in a very tough spot. Stim is still a little ways off. I don't feel Heart needs Stim at this point.
Just pretty much sacrificing units at this point. Was going to try and take out the bunker, but does pretty much no damage as that bunker is completely repaired back up. And looks like he's going to just kind of walk around with the Stalkers and try and figure out what he wants to do from now on.
Well, he kept telling him to go in there and take out the Terran. And they're like, no. We've seen too many people die. This is more out. There's actually, there's actually a really cool thing about war. Historically, if you lose a 30-year force, your army normally routes because they've seen too many people dying on either side of them. So that could have been what happened to Hellokitty. He kept pushing them onward and onward, and then once too many of their friends died, they decide they just run away and wouldn't fight anymore. So that could be what we just saw here.
That's really depressing.
Yeah.
These Stalkers are really depressed. I mean, they're already pretty depressed because they've, turned to stalking things. But now they're even more depressed because they've been seeing so much tragedy.
Oh no!
One little Marine looks like he's gonna get picked off. He's the one Marine in the army that's
actually save him. His body will save him.
Out here. He's going for that War Prism. He's going for gold, but unfortunately, he is not going the distance.
Oh, 2 ships passing tonight. Now, see, this is it. Mind games. They scan DT drop at the 5-minute mark. But it's really a 13-minute DT drop.
13:40 to be precise. There are 2 medevacs with Marines and a Marauder, and 2 Marauders there. And a Partridge and a Pear Tree. Here comes that medevac, though. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The Stalkers did actually go all the way back home.
Yeah. More than ready to deal with that. And of course, the Marines that he sent out saw only a single Stalker, so he knows there's something back to defend. He's going to play a little bit safe, unloading first.
Moves the medevac in to kind of poke in before he loses any type of Marines. Sees no Stalkers, but the Stalkers were just away for a second. Stalker's going to get 2 Marines. 1 Marine is left behind. No, let me come with you. His dying words, and he goes down.
Oh, poor Observer. That's one less scan for Dark Templar. And remember, that Raven is dead. There is a missile turret here, though, so... Oh, no. War Prism, be careful.
War Prism
Stem now.
War Prism realizes this is a lost cause. Can't save that pylon. Going to get out of there. Couple Marines doing a very, very nice scouting pattern, making sure that there's nothing coming from the other way, while the main army goes in another direction. Another scouting pylon, and Probe is taken out.
He has scanned a Dark Shrine, and he knows it's a War Prism, so he should be... Oh, going to take out... This is big. The robotics is a very important building, but the Stalkers, they say this is a fight we can win. We've been waiting for this all game. Oh, I think that War Prism just went down there.
Yeah, War Prism did go down, as well as the DTs within. Stalkers didn't see that, though, so they're still pretty hyped up.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. They didn't see the DTs. Well, nobody sees DTs.
They've been given Mission Impossible from the start of the game, and finally they're like, this is a mission we can do. 3 Marines?
3 Marines.
All right. Now let's do it. Let's take on the rest of the Terran army. Uh-oh.
But there is a very sizable Terran army coming out here from Axiom Heart. He's got scouts at the other lanes on the north side. He's moving in with a small little force, doing a lot of damage. There is an Archon, and actually out-positioning that Archon, going to go right back into the back of the base, which is going to allow the main army for Axiom Heart to get into a better position.
Well, Hellokitty's taking the 3rd Nexus. If he can somehow hold this attack off with half the supply.
Oh, he loses a lot of Stalkers here. The Zealots are not tanking the damage they should be. The Marauders tear right through the army, and Axiom Heart wins game number 1.
That was a very good defense from Heart.
That was, I mean, you were right. Axiom Heart's TVP just a little bit more solid than Ryung. I mean, Ryung kind of in game number 2 was a little bit shakier. But Axiom Heart came in and said, no, I have the perfect defense. Absolutely nothing's going to die except for those 3 Marines from...
Yeah. I was even looking at picking up the tank and drop. That was pretty cool.
Exactly. Very, very cute micro. Keeping those units alive, that's exactly what you need to do, especially in those situations with low unit counts. And that tank, as we were saying in the game with Ryung, incredibly important.
It is. The tanks are... Once you get a decent number of siege tanks, the Stalkers can't find an angle to get in there, pick off damage, because before they can even get in to shoot, they already have to blink out because they get blasted by a tank. So that range is really what keeps them at bay. Both Ryung and Hart doing an excellent job defending the disaggression, utilizing the siege tank's defensive role in the game.
All right, guys, we're going to run to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with WCS America Premier League Group D. Stay tuned.